In a world where everyone and their brother has a podcast, one stands alone. It's been called one of the podcasts of all time. Welcome to Internet Killed the Video Store.
So have you been keeping up with Succession? Are you up to date?
No, I haven't even started.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I can't keep up with anything right now. Like, there's Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try Yellow Jackets till it's done.
Yeah, Mandalorian is still something that I'm watching, I guess.
I don't know. I don't even really have much interest. Like,
yeah,
the fever pitch around CGI Mark Hamill was like such a huge, like, that was the apex, and I was just like, yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool. Like, that's what you guys are excited about?
I thought it was terrible. I guess I forgot that's how the season ended.
Yeah.
Because I would say that was, like, by far the low point for me, was seeing CGI Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Which was a lot worse in the Boba Fett, because
does he show up in that too?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I kind of forgot they did that Boba Fett show already.
Yeah, Boba Fett becomes, like, it just basically becomes 2 episodes of The Mandalorian towards the end of that show. Because, you know, interconnectivity.
Yeah.
And CGI Mark Hamill trains Grogu, and he just kind of acts like an asshole. And it sucks, man. It's like,
that's a bummer.
It's unbelievable to me, the outrage over Last Jedi.
Yeah.
It's like, are you guys serious? Like, that was not your Luke, and you're cool with this fucking computer Luke?
Right.
I don't know. It's just so cold, and, like, not ever what I think of with that character. Even the Last Jedi version has, like, a twinkle of, like, just love or sincerity or whatever, but it really feels like just this fake, weird, horrible performance, horrible representation of that character. I've seen video game Lukes that are better than that.
So I'm going to guess you didn't go out and see the new Dungeons and Dragons movie?
No, I've been listening to some stuff about it. It sounds like people are generally enjoying it. I think it just doesn't sound like quite the type of movie that I wanted.
Yeah.
It sounds like it appeals more towards general audiences, you know, people that don't even know what D&D is.
Right.
And that's cool. Like, I totally get that. And I'm not looking to be catered to.
Yeah. Like
we often are as Marvel and Star Wars fans and whatever else. Like, we get enough of that. But the trailers made it look like there was quite a bit of D&D DNA.
Yeah.
And apparently there's not as much of that as you would hope for as a fan. Not enough of it feeling like D&D and more just becoming generic fantasy. And this is all just based on what I've heard. But it's a pretty consistent take from what I can tell.
What does Kyle Chandler do in this?
He's in Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
Oh, Max hasn't seen it. We're just theorizing.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No. I didn't know he was in it. Is that the Friday Night Lights guy in Bloodline?
Yeah.
I was watching Wolf of Wall Street the other day. I was like, I haven't seen that dude in forever.
I know. And he's like, I like him a lot.
He's really good.
Yeah. But you saw it, right?
No, I haven't seen it either.
I thought you said it was bad.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was, I don't know. It seemed like an odd choice for those directors to be taking it on. But in all fairness, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know. I could see how taking it too seriously would be a bad move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I rewatched the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993, and
getting ready.
That was a bad movie.
Are you gonna go see the Mario movie?
I don't know. It's like the Pixar thing. Like, I don't want to be out in public without kids going to see Mario. Like, that just makes me feel so self-conscious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially because I'm not, like, super enthused about it. If it was something I cared a little more about it, then, like, maybe. But I was fully out on it until I saw Rainbow Road in the trailer, and that got me stoked just for Mario Kart. But other than that, I'm not expecting too much. I was reading the oral history on that Super Mario Brothers movie, and that's pretty fascinating in and of itself. Just the married director team that invested, like, I think it was $1 million per word into the script, and then they just kept getting it rewritten by Nintendo to make it more kid friendly, and the directors didn't want it to be kid friendly, so they just threw out all their notes.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just a shit show.
That explains a lot.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
horrible memories of that movie. It's like, and I wasn't a kid that played Mario growing up, but I knew what Mario was. I'd played it at friends' houses.
Yeah. Did you ever play any Mario growing up, Ben?
I had a Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
Mhm.
Yeah. Super Mario World was like the apex for Mario games for me.
I never had an N64, so I
Yeah.
didn't play that whole thing.
That whole thing.
Like where you go through like all those portals.
Yeah, you collect all
I
the
don't know what
stars.
it's called, dude.
That whole scene, the N64 scene.
Yeah, I didn't deal with that. I went from Super Nintendo to PlayStation
Same.
to a Dreamcast.
Dang, you guys missed out on N64.
I was
That's crazy.
fine.
I was just listening to Star Fox 64 soundtrack before we sat down.
No, it made me so mad too, because then I'd go to all my friends' house and everybody want to play GoldenEye, and I just get my ass whooped. I'm like, how do you hold this
Sure.
fucking controller? Let's play
Yeah.
PlayStation. This is dumb.
With your claws, dude. Come on.
Getting fucking carpal tunnel as a 5th grader.
Yeah, that thing was wild.
I felt left out on like Smash Bros because
Yeah.
everyone played it but me. So like I'd go over to a friend's house, be like, here, you want to play? I'm like, yeah, man. And they're like doing all these fucking crazy moves, and I don't know what I'm doing. And they'd call me
We
cheap.
all experienced that at a certain point. I mean,
There's
you
some
fall off a
games,
Smash,
yeah.
and then you, or no, I just mean in particular with Smash.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Even if you were someone that played it, if you stop playing it, or just, I don't know, you think you're good, and then you sit down with some people. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but that is, like, to my knowledge, one of the most serious competitive esports.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's pretty interesting. It's a whole thing.
That was the good thing about Mario Kart. There's like 3 buttons. You just pick it up, you're good to go.
Yeah,
That's not much of a learning curve there.
that was pretty cool. Smash was just complicated, man. They were like B's hit and like A is another hit, but then they're doing like 10 other moves that I don't know how to do. Like they won't explain it to you because they don't want you to be as good as them.
Yeah.
Like how do you do that secret move?
Yeah.
They don't tell you.
I
I was never good at fighting games.
Yeah.
You know,
like Tekken?
I never really played much Tekken or Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat
Always thought
was my
that stuff
jam.
was cool,
Yeah.
but I was never good at it. And, you know, that was the type of game for me where I'd sit down with my friend who was super into Mortal Kombat. And it's like, all right, well, this isn't going to go well.
Let's see how you rip my fucking head off this time. This is fun.
Right, yeah. Let's, I guess, see if we can get the fatality timing right.
So you've already come out in blanket statement. There's not a good video game movie. Do you agree with that, Ben?
I thought Silent Hill was supposed to be good.
I like it. I mean, I don't think that's a majority opinion. I think I'm probably fanboying for Silent Hill more than most people do.
Yeah, I think there's some cool stuff about that movie, but it's also insane to me. I don't think that's a good one.
If they make a Fortnite movie,
What is that going to be?
I don't know, but if they do, there's a chance.
Just people dancing every 40 seconds. I mean, they made an Angry Birds movie. It's not the
Yeah,
furthest stretch. I heard they're making a Minecraft movie, so that's, yeah.
that's
Well, didn't the Tetris movie just drop on Apple
Yeah.
TV?
I
I'm not even joking.
No, I
It's-
watched like an hour of it, and I forgot that I started
that
it.
sounds like
Oh.
an Onion article.
It's like the making of Tetris.
Oh, okay.
Taron Egerton is just running around trying to get the rights to Tetris publishing from Russia. Like, that's the movie so far, and yeah, riveting.
Okay.
So what do we have? Speaking of Mortal Kombat, what did you guys think of that movie? Did we talk about that on the show at one?
We
yeah,
did.
We
both,
totally did.
You and I did. I don't know if Ben ever saw Mortal Kombat. No,
No interest.
I think it was House of the Dead, Yui Bowl movie. That was when I swore off video game movies. That's bar none the worst movie I've ever seen. It like intercuts footage of the video game into the movie at one point. It is terrible. But yeah, after that,
Yeah.
I watched Silent Hill and I watched the Silent Hill sequel. I haven't watched another video game outside of that. The last couple years, I've changed that with Mortal Kombat and Uncharted. But yeah,
I was gonna say
I never
Uncharted.
saw Elisa Vikander's Tomb Raider or
I watched that one.
any of the Resident Evil sequels after like 2.
What about The Rock's Rampage?
No, I haven't seen any of the Rock video game movies. Rampage, Doom. Doesn't he have another one?
The Vikander Tomb Raider is not great.
Yeah.
It's like a solid C+, which is not great.
I liked the Jolie one when I was a kid, but I think I just liked Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. What else do we have? Yeah, Rock's Rampage. You brought up Resident Evil.
Yeah.
What do you think of those movies?
The first one's not terrible, but the sequel was bad, and then I've heard they just get worse. So I never bothered with anything after 2. I think they got up
feel
to
like
6, right? 6 or 7.
I feel like even seeing the first one as a young person, I thought this is pretty good for a video game movie.
Yeah.
You know? I think we were all already thinking in those terms back then.
Right. It's a low bar. With Super Mario being the first one that came out, like that was just nothing for you, Ben.
Nope.
Detective Pikachu?
I never saw that one either.
Me neither. What about Assassin's Creed with
Nope.
Fassbender?
Never saw Assassin's Creed. Never saw Warcraft.
You guys-
Need for Speed with Jesse Pinkman.
Oh,
Did you ever
yeah.
see that one?
No.
Fucking Warcraft.
There's been a lot.
You guys see the Halo movie?
There's a TV show.
There's not a movie.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Not live action. There might be like an animated one.
I watched the first episode of the TV show and I thought it was so stupid.
Yeah.
It honestly made a fool out of me because I'm sitting there like, why doesn't he sound like Master Chief? This is ridiculous. Like, where's my boy?
Do you know anything about the Borderlands series?
Not really. It's something I always kind of look at in my peripheral. I'm like, man, maybe if you go on sale.
I like the visuals of it, and Eli Roth is making an adaptation, and I like his movies, so I'm curious, but also apparently they did a shit ton of reshoots, and Eli Roth was like, no, I'm good. Give this to somebody else to finish.
Oof.
That's not a usually good vote of confidence.
I don't think Eli Roth when I see the art for Borderlands, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but he's been pretty singular thus far. I'd like to see him tackle like a big franchise project.
I suppose, but it's gonna.
You don't
but
like
what's
him, do
the
you?
point? No, I actually don't really.
Yeah.
But I have respect for him as a creator.
Yeah.
It's just totally not my thing. But that to me is like, you're going to end up with another Mario movie or any of these things that we just mentioned where the creator just doesn't understand I haven't played the game, so I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. But just by looking at him, I'm like, I don't know. That seems strange to me.
I don't know.
And I can't.
Go ahead. We're just going to theorize about stuff that we have no idea. We've never played the games, never watched the movie, but...
No, let's move on. Who cares?
I mean, The Last of Us is the
Prince of
gold
Persia,
standard, right?
What about Prince of Persia with my boy Jake?
I never bothered with that. I got it confused with John Carter of Mars or whatever because they both bombed around the same time.
John Carter, I watched a couple years ago and I thought it was dope.
I think it's coming around where like people kind of like it now. I liked the Double Dragon movie when I was a kid. You ever see that one?
No.
That one's terrible. Don't ever watch it. Yeah, these are all bad. I don't think anything even comes close to The Last of Us, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the only instance where I would say it's better than the game or even comes close to matching.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about that is it bums me out that our first victory in that category is this thing that a lot of people say is the best video game story of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason that a lot of people say that is because obviously the game mechanics enhance the game. But like if you ask anyone about that game, they'll say the story was incredible. The shooting mechanics were kind of not that fun.
Yeah.
And it bums me out that like our first successful adaptation of a video game is basically just the one with all the good cutscenes.
Yeah. It was kind of like it was in the wrong format to begin with.
Exactly. It worked because they took away the bad shooting mechanics and just gave you the stuff that worked, which was the story.
Yeah.
So it's like, have we proven that it can work? I don't think we have.
You just finished Last of Us, right, Ben? Did you like it?
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. The ending, I don't know. Like, I kind of wanted them to get a cure, see what happens, and
Yeah. You would have sacrificed her?
I don't know, dude. For like there's a bunch of other little girls out there.
Yeah,
like,
but you saw how shitty all those people were.
You can't tell me there's not another girl out there that's like decent.
There might be, but
Even she's like pretty shitty though, for the most part.
she kind of is. Yeah,
Like,
I don't remember her being that big of a shithead in the games, but maybe she was.
she just has a soft spot for him.
Yeah, they have a good relationship.
Yeah.
It's very, very well developed characters, which is a rarity in video game movies or adaptations, I would say.
Yeah.
It's usually just a blank avatar for you to explore whatever environment you're dropped into.
Good old Gordon Freeman.
Yep. But yeah, so you're not keeping up with Succession. I'm breaking my rule and watching it week to week.
Well, then I guess I'm going to have to... Is that the TV show that you'll talk to me about week to week
Oh,
if
yeah.
I start watching it?
100.
Okay, yeah.
I'm already like in mourning. Like I already miss these characters. Like I don't want to lose Tom and Greg. I don't want to lose Roman. They're so fucking funny. Every exchange is just so good.
So you're enjoying the new season then?
Oh yeah, and it's like
oh man.
I watched the first episode and I was kind of mad at myself because I was like, God damn it! I knew this was gonna happen. I want more. I'm so unsatisfied right now. But then like the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this way I get to enjoy the whole world, the whole story a little bit longer instead of just one disgusting sit on the couch. I get to let it marinate for a while, you know?
Yeah.
Revisit
think
everybody.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't spoil anything, but they have, like just the saddest birthday party episodes in like television history from fucking Kendall's last season to one this year. It's just, oh man, it's so weird how they're able to like make you care and sympathize about these just disgusting, deplorable people.
It's a wild tone to be able to pull off.
Yeah.
Like to really have you constantly at these points where you don't know whether you're laughing or feeling very sad at the same time, or not knowing what to do with the combination of those two emotions. It's wild.
Yeah. I'm reminded because at first when I tried to start watching Yellowstone, I was like, oh, this is kind of like Succession, but no, it's not even close.
Are you watching that or
Yellowstone? I watched the first, 4 seasons? I think season 5, like the first half of it premiered last fall, and I didn't watch that, and now like they don't even know if they're going to be able to complete the second half of the season because Kevin Costner is like not showing up to set.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, they were supposed to do some big like.
Is this new news?
It was like this week, I think. They're at some convention where people paid a bunch of money to like see the cast and creators talk about the new season, and they canceled it like an hour before it was supposed to happen because they're all bitching with each other, and like the creators like, yeah, we might just do this spin-off show with McConaughey instead.
Damn,
and
that'd
like
be sick.
trying to flex on him, I guess. I don't know. Can you just deep fake Kevin Costner into these last like 6 episodes and call it a day?
So are there creative differences or like
he just says like scheduling conflicts, he doesn't want to deal with it? I don't know, which is dumb. Like nobody gave a shit about Kevin Costner until he started doing the show.
It's been how many years?
I honestly didn't know Kevin Costner and Dennis Quaid were different people until like 5-6 years ago. Can't you get Dennis Quaid in there and wrap this shit up?
Oh my god.
No, that show, it's just like a X-rated soap opera, really.
Yeah, but it keeps you interested.
It does. Know? It's like it's Chris Kattan. It's trashy but entertaining. It's yeah.
The prequel. Did you watch the prequel?
No, they've got like 2 prequel spinoffs now, right?
There's 2 now. But I think a spinoff with Matthew McConaughey would be super watch worthy.
Yeah, he seems like he's at home in that world. Like that would be a perfect fit.
I feel like he'd do it too.
We haven't seen him in a while.
He only picks good stuff now. He's picky.
I wouldn't say good stuff. Last thing I remember was Dark Tower. I mean,
what is that bad?
Yeah,
Dark Tower. Let's see what.
Everyone was freaking out about the McConaissance.
Yeah,
it just turns out it was just True Detective and kind of Interstellar.
What do you mean, kind of Interstellar?
Like, I mean, he was good in that, but that movie is kind of a mess.
I love that movie.
But it's
that
a mess.
movie's so good, Max.
It wasn't.
I love that movie. I'm not saying
sound like
I don't.
do, dude.
I've watched it like probably like 8 times.
It's good, man. I love it.
I love it too.
I love the music. That's probably my favorite.
The music is so fucking
Hans
good.
Zimmer score.
Same.
It's like, dude, are you serious?
Right.
Like,
Bums me out that Hans isn't doing Oppenheimer. They've kind of like split up for whatever reason.
Since when? He's been up with them all we split up at Tenet, didn't he?
Tenet.
Yep, Tenet.
Yeah, that was
the off-ramp.
Who did it though?
Ludwig something, yeah.
Ludwig.
Ludwig
What a pretentious name.
Göransson. Come on, guys.
Göransson.
He does Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Everyone was freaking out saying how hot he was after Mandalorian because he puts trap beats in Star Wars.
Hans Zimmer and Chris Nolan.
I like some of Ludwig's stuff, but it really, maybe it's the Star Wars stuff that rubs me the wrong way because it has this modernity to it that I don't need in Star Wars.
Guys, I've got the scoop on what happened.
What happened?
All right, so Zimmer revealed last year that Nolan's reaction to him choosing to score Dune over Tenet was not great.
Ooh.
So Zimmer decided to score.
What is your source? Come on.
Dune. opoyi.com.
Opoy?
/entertainment.
What is this? Just some guy's blog?
This is in quotes, so he must have said this.
Yeah, it's official.
So yeah,
That's it.
allegedly Zimmer chose Dune over Tenet, which I think was a good decision because Dune was fucking sick. And that soundtrack is sick.
Yeah. You still haven't seen Blade Runner, have you?
Nope.
It's a good ass Hans Zimmer score on that one.
Really?
Yeah, very good movie.
He uses bagpipes in that one.
Does
Are
he?
you just saying that because I haven't seen it yet?
In Dune?
Oh, bagpipe.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought you meant for Blade Runner. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't remember that. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
I'm sorry. I zoned out, and I thought you said something about Dune.
We did.
Yeah, we were talking about Dune, and then I tried to steer Ben into watching Blade Runner for like the 80th time.
Dang, has it really been that many times?
That one, honestly, I probably have watched like for a while. I put that movie on pretty much every night when I was trying to go to sleep,
Yeah.
just because it starts off so slow and the visuals are so good, but
Yeah.
like not enough to really keep you up.
For sure.
That's not a good pitch for the movie, really. But I like that one a lot. I
know-
can't believe you haven't watched that, Ben. You like Ryan Gosling, I think, right?
Yeah.
We went
Drive.
over this. You like Denis Villeneuve, the guy who directed Dune and Sicario and
Yeah.
Prisoners and what else?
I haven't seen Prisoners. You told me to watch that.
Arrival.
That's-
Arrival's the other one.
Arrival, yeah.
Gotta watch Arrival. I mean,
Yeah.
that one, honestly, over
I
Blade
think he's
Runner,
seen
but-
all of those except for Blade Runner, right?
Mm.
Or in Prisoners.
I haven't seen Prisoners, but you've tried to get me to watch that again
Yeah,
for like
those are both good.
10 years.
Blade Runner is stunning. The visuals are
20
amazing, and I just love the feel of the movie.
You don't really even need to watch the original for the sequel.
Think I didn't
No.
plan on it.
Yeah, I think it's better than the original, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my hot take.
Hey, what's Ryan Gosling's best movie?
Yeah, Gosling's got a nice little track record. Fucking-
right. It kind of is hard to pick a best, but what's your guys' favorite?
For me, it's Drive.
Yeah, Drive's pretty signature. I don't know. I really like Half Nelson. You guys ever see that where he's a teacher? That one's pretty solid.
And it's hard not to go Blade Runner because
Yeah.
I think that was just a really good role for him.
Yeah.
Because I think he does a good job of being a bit stilted and almost alien at
Yeah.
times.
Nice
and
Guys
it
was
just-
good. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say it's probably a tie between Blade Runner and Nice Guys, even though that's cheating. Because I like that
Yeah.
movie a lot.
That movie's
And
great.
He's really funny. Hadn't seen him do that before, really.
Place Beyond the Pines.
I was just going to say that to you right
Yeah,
now.
I like that one.
It's not a lot of people know about it, but it's a super fucking good movie.
I know. I wish
Brad
that
Cooper's good in it too, dude.
I wish that director made more movies. That was really good. I read something with the director who, like, his producer said he needed to trim like 30 pages from the script or something because it was too long. And he said he just did like the shithead high school thing and like took all the font down a point size and turned in the exact same thing. And the guy didn't notice.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is long. It's super good too. And the dude that oh shit, what's that dude's name? Oh yeah, Ben. How do you say his last name?
Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
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 He's awesome too. I haven't seen him in a minute either.
First time I remember seeing him was in this. Then he was in like Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As one of them Wall Street dudes. And then Bloodline. He was the brother in Bloodline.
Oh, was he? I never saw that.
Yep.
He's good in Rogue One.
Yep.
Shit, he was in that.
Yeah.
There's so many people have been in this Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Did you guys watch The Outsider? That HBO show? It's like a Stephen
didn't.
King thing. That's the only time I've seen him lead something.
Oh,
It's
really?
just called The Outsider, Max.
Yeah,
I think it's like one season, right?
Movie or
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
TV show. It's good.
I've heard about it actually.
Seems like nobody goes like more than 4 seasons anymore. We're in such like a demand for content.
You know,
Was
someone
Game
was-
of Thrones the last one?
I don't know. Someone was talking about the show Shameless today, and they were like, "I
Oh,
didn't watch
yeah.
season 11." It's
Yeah.
like, season 11? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that
I don't
one
think
went
I've-
on forever.
I haven't ever watched a show with that many seasons, or kept with the show for that many seasons.
And there's nothing that interesting about it, man.
Curb. That's probably the longest I've stuck with a show. I think
Are you
that's about.
still watching that?
Yeah. The last one wasn't very good. They're
How
coming
many
out.
are they on now?
They're coming out with 12 this year, and there's rumors it's going to be the last. It feels like everybody's jumping off ship at HBO. Succession's wrapping up. Barry's wrapping up.
Always Sunny, I watched at least 10 seasons of that show.
Yeah.
So that might be the one.
Yeah, I think I even gave up on Simpsons after like 8, maybe.
See, I'm on season 8 of King of the Hill right now.
King of the Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul had 7 or 8, right?
Yeah.
That was probably the last long-running one, I would think.
I saw those.
Outside of Sunny. Sunny's got the record, man.
You think it's a completely different mindset, TV shows?
Yeah, dude. I think it's hard to compare the comedy, to keeping a dramatic show going for that long. I mean, coming back to the Game of Thrones thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or what is it? Sopranos has like 8 or 9 or something.
No, I think they've only got 5 or 6. It's not a
Really?
ton. And I think it seems longer because there was the writer's strike that split it up. So they have like a season 5 part 1 and then like a season 5 part 2.
Okay, yeah, it's only 6.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too long, but I think it's right around the same as Breaking Bad, which those are like as like, at least for me, like the perfect length for a dramatic series.
6 seasons, but they got a part 2.
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad did that too. Yeah.
What would you say The Sopranos is about? Like, what is... Like, obviously it's about, like, this family, but, like, what is it?
Toxic masculinity. I don't
Okay.
know. Like shifting what it means to be like a male head of a household, I guess, in the 90s, 2000s.
Because I watched it, and I was trying to figure out, like... I'm, like, so captivated by this show, but I can't even tell you, like, what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
You know?
I know everybody hates that series finale, but that's like one of my favorites. I loved it.
Fuck. I've actually, like... I'm still have 3 episodes to go.
Oh, you haven't got
from,
there?
like, 2020.
All right, I'll keep it silent.
Okay.
Have you seen it, Max?
No, I still have
No?
to watch that show. I mean,
Oh, you haven't watched that show at all?
Oh.
No.
Dang.
no. But I mean, obviously, I know what happens in the finale.
Oh, you
I don't
do?
know how you could avoid that at this point.
I don't know, and I'm glad I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's tight.
I'm so glad.
They've got one of the best
Yeah.
like first episodes too. That first episode where he's got the ducks in his pool, like that's a solid premiere episode, I would say.
Dude, spoilers.
It's just ducks. It's just ducks. What are your favorite series finales, Ben?
Twin Peaks was super fucking good.
Does that count anymore?
I don't know. That's a good question because it technically wasn't. A
I mean,
series
it was
finale.
my
That's
favorite.
so
Yeah.
good, though.
It
That's
is,
so
dude.
good. I didn't even think of that.
Well, they talk about the Black Lodge for like 40 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're like in your head, you're like, what the fuck is this place? Can it possibly look like? And then once they finally get to it, it's one of the coolest things I've seen on TV. Even though I'm watching this, 20 years later, 10 years later, I don't know.
30 almost.
30
at
years
this point.
later.
Yeah.
And the fact that there weren't like a bunch of crazy like CGI and special effects didn't bother me at all. They had a strobe light in a checkerboard room.
Right.
And it was still enough to like freak me out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Unmatchable atmosphere. It's nuts. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, because I was gonna say Twin Peaks too, but I don't.
You still can, dude.
Does it count?
Yeah, you should say it counts.
I mean, because I asked my wife too, and she's like, "I like the Gilmore Girls ending, but then they made that shitty remake season a couple of years ago, and that ruined it."
Well,
it's like, "Oh, they did
man.
Twin Peaks to me too, man."
I feel like we should consider the finales on their own terms, which I guess could really blur the lines for a show like Futurama because they
ended how many times?
They got canceled like 3 times. And they got so used to making episodes as if they were the finale that I think they did the last season as if every episode could be the finale. That show is brilliant, man. It's so good.
I need to watch it. I've like King of the Hill. It was just the thing that was on before The Simpsons, so it always pissed me off, and I never, never gave it the time of day.
the only reason that maybe I wouldn't consider Twin Peaks a finale is because they didn't go into it with that being the intent. Wasn't for it to be a series finale, was it?
I don't know if they knew they were getting canceled. Maybe. 'Cause
Okay.
I know there was like a lot of rumors, like because season 2 gets real wacky, and like there's rumors that was because Lynch just kind of ghosted the show for a while and let other people do what they wanted, and then he came back at the end and started directing stuff again.
Is that where you have all that stupid side drama with James and the mom?
I think so. And the fucking war reenactment, and there's a lot of weird side plots in that show when you rewatch it.
I could do without a lot of that.
What's her name? The cheerleader.
Yeah.
Could do without her going back to high school.
Uh-huh.
I still think Twin Peaks should count just because it feels weird to be like, well, before 2018 or whatever it was, it would have been the best.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Thank you,
man,
Max.
too
Thank you.
bad.
Well, yeah, I guess if you use that rationale, Breaking Bad wouldn't count either because they did the whole sequel movie, El Camino.
Oh,
Right.
I don't know. Kind of, yeah. I don't
I
even
mean,
think...
honestly, when we get down to it, not much is going to count if,
It's like the final, yeah.
yeah, or
The
we'll be
reunion
talking about this
shows or-
next year, and
Right.
it'll be a completely different because everything gets rebooted nowadays. So
I don't even think the season finale of Breaking Bad was better. I think that like the final 5 minutes were probably better
Then what?
Twin Peaks for me.
Oh, Breaking Bad?
But not the whole episode. It was the last 5 minutes where he goes and rescues Jesse and then just dies. So
No, I thought that was good. I like the whole episode where he goes after the gray matter people, and I don't know. I thought it was good.
the fake snipers and shit.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
John Ransom.
You saying this makes me realize that I kind of forget a lot.
I know.
It's not one of those things I think I can go back and rewatch.
I was talking to my sister about it because she was watching Breaking Bad for the first time, and I'm like, I'm too scared. Like, it's so precious in my memory and perfect. I don't want to go back and see all the flaws that I overlooked the first time.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm worried about the flaws. It's one of those shows that there's so much tension.
Yeah.
And like once you know what happens, it kind of spoils a lot because there are a lot of cliffhangers, shit like that.
Yeah, we talked about that. There's not a lot of dramas that are like rewatchable. Twin Peaks I've rewatched, and me and my wife just rewatched The West Wing. That was pretty good.
I feel like you can rewatch Twin Peaks though for the like the aesthetic and the whole like the mood.
Yeah. Well, there's so many details. Like, you don't catch everything because it's so fucking weird, and you're just overwhelmed the first time you see it.
That's true too. Pretty fucking weird show for sure.
Nathan For You's got a good finale. Did you ever see that?
I've seen clips of YouTube.
Finding Francis.
He does some fucked up stuff, man.
Yeah. That one was good. I can't remember. Max, do you remember the Superstore finale? I was trying to remember if I liked it or not.
Superstore finale is on my list.
Yeah.
It's so coincidental. I was rewatching it with my parents when I was home for a little bit because they were just finishing that show. It's like, all right, yeah, I'll watch this again.
Yeah.
It's good. It's almost as good as you can do, other than the fact that like they do the whole romance thing where Amy, the love interest, comes back and her and Jonah get back together or whatever. What everyone's rooting for, but it just feels kind of forced. Like, it feels very abrupt, and I just never really. Some of the stuff between those two characters is some of the cringier stuff in the show to me. I don't ever think they had great chemistry together.
Yeah.
So, other than that, it's good. It works in spite of that.
Yeah.
So,
any other nominees for best finale?
I mean, Breaking Bad came to mind.
Yeah.
I
like Seinfeld. I know that's another notoriously like hated one.
They play Green Day.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen the finale of Seinfeld?
I don't think so.
How much Seinfeld have you seen? Just like random reruns? You've never watched it like sequentially?
No,
Man.
Well, I think, yeah, for a while, but not to the end.
No, that one gets a lot of shit, but I like it.
Oh, wait. Are they like in jail the whole time or?
Yeah, that's how it ends.
Okay.
They go to jail. The show about nothing ends with them going to jail for not doing anything.
Right.
Because they don't help this guy who's getting robbed. They just make fun of him.
Oh, okay. Sounds very familiar. So
Yeah,
maybe.
and then they bring back like everybody from the show as like character witnesses and like, yeah, these people are terrible. Lock them up.
Right.
It's great.
Okay.
I loved it.
It is a good one. I like that one.
Is Game of Thrones the worst for you?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't.
I know you're a Lost
I
fan.
would-
How do you feel about that one? We're just picking at all your scabs right now, aren't we? Tell me
What are
about
we
every
doing here?
disappointment you've
Yeah.
had, Max.
Seriously.
Dude, Game of Thrones was one of the best shows ever.
Man,
They
I don't know what happened there. Yeah.
Dexter. I've heard Dexter's pretty
Oh,
terrible, but I've never seen it.
Gosh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I bailed on that show though. That.
Yeah.
I think it took me way too long. I think it was by season 6 that I was like, all right, I see the formula. There's always a worse villain than Dexter.
Did you ever watch that dinosaur show on ABC?
Yeah.
Do you know how that ends?
No. They go extinct?
Yeah.
That's
No.
awesome.
Ice Age.
right.
Everybody dies.
Haven't seen it, but I like it.
It's bold.
This one's going to get some good pushback, I think, from you, Ryan, but what about The Good Place?
No, I don't. I hated that whole last season.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
100% in agreement.
No. I'm putting it in the good category.
Oh, and the best.
Yeah.
Oh shit. No, I was ready for the
Yeah.
worst. No.
No, that's so funny because, yeah, I liked everything that show did, and
Yeah.
I was still on board at the end. I thought it was a cool rumination on death. And I think it's so funny, like, how different our perception is of that, because I think you hate it for the reasons that I like it. I mean, it reinvents itself pretty much every season, but
I hate the resets. They drove me nuts.
Is it funny? Is it supposed to be like a
I
comedy?
found it funny, yeah. It's like a philosophy comedy.
Yeah, sure.
And Michael Schur did it.
Yeah, it's funny. I just, the plot got a little annoying to me because they just like reset the rules a lot. Almost, I would say even more than every season. There's a couple times like halfway through.
Definitely.
So that was a little frustrating. But I guess, if you look at it from that sense, it's a show about philosophy. So why would anything be concrete and beholden to just be narrative driven? It's all about your philosophy and your mentality and perception of things.
Yeah, you get to see the characters grow quite a bit throughout the show, and I like that.
One of the worst ones I've ever seen. I didn't watch it when it was on, but like we got on a kick of watching old sitcoms, and eventually we found our way to Home Improvement, the old Tim the Tool Man. Have you guys seen how that show ends?
No.
It's truly terrible. So Tim's wife Jill has a job offer to leave Michigan, and Tim is like butting heads with the new guy who's running Tool Time. So he's like, screw it, I'm going to leave. I'm going to be a supportive husband and go with my wife Jill. We're going to leave Michigan. This is going to be my last Tool Time. And they do a Tool Time and the ratings are huge. And then all of a sudden his boss that hates him is like, well, you got to stay. Like, they're begging me to keep you on. You got to stay here. And, somehow like he hides it from Jill that he's turning it down because he doesn't want her to feel bad. And then they have this heart-to-heart in the garage. And Jill's like, I can't imagine leaving our house. Like, I'm ready for the next chapter, but what are we going to do? And then Tim goes, well, we won't have to. And he like daydreams their house being pulled on a barge by a tugboat. And that's how the show ends. They don't decide what they're going to do. It's just Tim going, I got an idea. And then
not at all
credits, and that's the show. That's the whole show.
Not what I was expecting, but I never liked that show, so I don't care.
Tim Allen didn't age well.
Why would he do?
A lot of coke.
So, are we done with good finales? Can I?
Yeah, you got more? Go ahead.
I have the best one.
Oh, go.
The Leftovers.
Oh, shit. I haven't seen that movie. Or I haven't seen that series.
I've heard good things about it. Everyone like dies, right? They're trying to figure out how to deal with it.
I'm not going to talk about it. But you guys should
It's
both
like
watch that show.
Post-apocalypse show, kind of
Yes.
like Last of Us type deal, but not zombies, right?
Yeah, we should do a COVID era retrospective of
Haley's brother said we should watch it.
I almost got it, The Last of Us.
What?
The Left of Us.
The Left of Us. Yeah, we got to go back and see if it holds up.
Every time I Google like best TV show stuff, it's always The Leftovers, 6 Feet Under, and The Americans, and I've never watched any of those shows.
I've never watched The Americans either. I was actually going to ask about that. If
Yeah.
you guys have.
Have you watched The Americans,
My
Max?
whole family has watched it
No.
except for me. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
be more inclined towards 6 Feet Under. I think I've seen some episodes of that. I was like, this is cool. And that theme, dude, that theme song still today is so good.
I don't know it.
Oh man,
I'll have to look it
it's
up.
a really good one. That's one that I think we missed on our best themes.
Oh,
that
yeah.
should have come up at some point.
I've never even heard of 6 Feet Under.
It was like right around Sopranos, Oz time, like early HBO originals, right?
I forgot about Oz too.
Oz.
Yeah, the prison show. Have you
Right.
ever seen that?
No, I've never seen it. But
That was big. That's like the dawn of prestige TV.
Yeah, it
Old
is.
Sopranos, Oz,
Forgot about
The
it.
Wire.
yeah. Can Wire finale hang? I haven't seen it, but
You never seen it?
no. I mean, I've seen the first 3 seasons of The Wire, but for some reason I never finished it.
It wasn't bad. I just remember it being really abrupt.
Mm.
Like it didn't seem like it. I don't know. Not that everything, because I also hate when shows feel like they have to like give a finite resolution to every character and every like life-altering event in the last episode. So like, I'm not saying it necessarily needs to do that, but yeah, The Wire, it was fine, I guess.
No.
Is there any good supergroup, by the way? I was gonna bring that up too. I don't know if you guys listen to Boy Genius.
Chickenfoot.
I don't know many. I really like this band called Old Man Gloom. That's like
Yeah.
some Converge people, and I don't remember like some people from Neurosis. Maybe I honestly cannot remember. And then obviously the worst is Audio Slave.
They're not worse than Chickenfoot.
What the fuck
You
is
can't-
Chickenfoot?
Chickenfoot's so bad. You don't know who's in Chickenfoot.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta find the Chickenfoot roster.
Is it Buckethead?
I don't think it's Buckethead. He's not.
Joe Satriani.
Oh, here he goes.
Wait, has confirmed that Chickenfoot appears to be finally dead. Thank God.
What?
Chickenfoot's dead.
Chickenfoot. Sammy Hagar on vocals. Joe Satriani on guitar. Michael Anthony and Chad Smith. There's a dude who drives around Fort Wayne with a Chickenfoot, like, you know how there's the spare tire on a Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people put decals on there? They've got a full-ass Chickenfoot logo on their Jeep tire.
This looks like real bad news.
Yeah,
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
that's the worst.
Oh, I've seen this picture before with the backwards K.
But then you also, like, what counts as a... I don't know that I would even count Audioslave as a supergroup, because it's just Rage with Chris Cornell, right?
How does that not count?
Like, it's gotta be...
Oh, because they just replaced one person.
Sublime with Rome isn't a supergroup.
But
it's just Sublime with
the
Rome.
The thing is, a lot of the ones I looked up were...
It's Rage with Chris.
A lot of the supergroups that I looked into was oftentimes like 2 people from one band, 2 people from another band, and then maybe Eric Clapton.
Yeah, Clapton's in a lot.
Often Eric Clapton, actually. Yeah, he started most of them. I think
it's got to be like, I don't know. You can't just be one plugged-in dude, because there's somebody saying that like the Foo Fighters are a supergroup. Like that doesn't make sense.
What about the Stone Temple Pilots when Chester Bennington was their singer?
No, that's Stone Temple Pilots with a different singer.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Sabbath isn't a supergroup just because they got Ronnie James Dio. Like,
yeah,
he just took over. Velvet Revolver. How do you feel about them, Ben? I know you're a big butt rock guy. Max is shaking his head vigorously.
They're not that good. I mean, there's a couple songs that I know, but yeah, shit. Who was that, dude? It was the guy from Stone Temple Pilots, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was him and Slash, right?
Yeah,
they were the big.
I would consider that as that's kind of a super group, but then
that's a super group.
But with nobody's backing, isn't a bunch of nobodies.
I mean, what the fuck's Chickenfoot? It's got the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's
true. He's technically not a nobody, but yeah,
you might as well.
Okay, then Velvet Revolver was definitely a super group.
Transplants? You big into the transplants?
Super group for sure.
Man, they were pretty super.
What about Boxcar Racer? Does that even count? Because it's just Blink without one member.
None of us know who else was in that band besides Tom DeLonge.
Travis Barker.
Was there anybody besides Tom and Travis?
Yeah, there were 2 other people.
Oh, there were 2.
Yeah, there was a guitar player and a bass player.
I heard that started the whole demise.
I think my favorites would all be recent stuff. It'd be Antarctigo Vespucci, which is just Chris Farron and Jeff Rosenstock, or Better Oblivion Community Center, which is what's his name, the dude from Bright Eyes and Phoebe Bridgers. Cool. So it's the other Phoebe Bridgers supergroup. Yeah, I never really got into Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Have you ever really?
Yeah, but I didn't realize that was a supergroup because I don't know any of their other bands. I just like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
I just know Neil Young.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
But that's kind of just him joining them, right?
Yeah, the other guys I think were in... I didn't recognize the name of the band that some of the other people were in.
Yeah, there's some weird ones. Bad Company. It's like members of King Crimson, Mott and the Hoople, and Free. I did not realize Bad Company was considered a supergroup.
I didn't either.
We don't have to consider them one. This is
a very shallow pool. Yeah, supergroups just don't really ever work out, right? It's like the side project thing. It's just there to detract from your regular band.
Yeah.
Do we want to do any recommendations on the way up?
You guys go so I can think.
I mean, my recommendation, I'm just going to keep hammering Ben with Succession and Blade Runner.
Okay.
Succession's incredible.
I'm super stoked to watch it. It's not that I don't want to. I was actually thinking about it the other day.
So good.
Blade Runner, I honestly forgot about. For some reason, it sounds like one of those movies like Divergent, and I think of that like a teen drama series.
It's not a young adult novel adaptation.
For some reason, I think it is. I don't know why.
It's got Harrison Ford in it. He wouldn't fuck with anything like that.
That's the original one, though, right?
But he's in this one too, though.
Oh, okay.
He comes back.
Well, I'm gonna hammer to you Patriot again for like however many time.
Is there 2 seasons of Patriot?
Yeah, there's only 2.
Yeah.
It's really not that long of a watch, dude. Not even every episode is an hour.
I didn't even finish the Revolutionary War prequel.
Dude, it's not the same.
It's not. They don't tie in at all.
They don't tie in at all. Mel Gibson never comes in.
I did hear Mel Gibson's making a sequel to Passion of the Christ. I know we joked about that like 8 episodes ago, but apparently that's a real thing.
That's real?
Yeah.
It's a bummer. It's real.
Resurrection. I mean, what else is it going to be about?
It's called Easter Sunday. Christ, sequel. It is called Resurrection.
Is it?
Yeah. Dude, Mel Gibson was a good actor, too. It sucks that he ended up sucking.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going around. Max, you got a smirk on your face. I feel like you found something, or you're just listening to us bitch about Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
one of the two.
That was the smirk. Did both of you guys go already?
Yeah, well, kind of. Ben just said Patriot again, and I said Succession, so it's stuff we've all been talking about forever.
I thought the Scaring the Hose was pretty good.
I love it. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown. What a good combination.
That's a fucking super group, right?
There you
Danny
go.
Brown.
Such a good collaboration.
Yeah.
I feel like they played off each other very well.
What's it called?
Scaring the Hose.
Danny Brown, the rapper,
Yeah.
with like the fucked up teeth.
Yeah. Him and JPEG Mafia. I think he's real clean cut now.
They're in a movie together?
No, it's an album.
Oh, sorry, dude. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's great. The production is insane.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I hear and I'm incredibly intimidated by it, but also like, I got to get better at this shit. Like, it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
So
Their solo stuff, I think, like, I can only take so much of it. So I think they balance each other out here really well.
Mm-hmm.
They accentuate the best out of each other in this.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You guys think Stormy Daniels is going to be in the history books? Not to get political,
Not to get political.
but
How is
I mean,
this
depends
how
on how
we're
this
ending
goes.
recommendations?
I don't know. I just, I mean, you can't omit it. It's the first time a president has ever been indicted on federal charges. You got to include that in the history text.
Yeah, then it probably would be.
No? Max is shaking his head
History
no.
is written by the winners, Ryan. So it just depends on where this country goes.
Oh, God.
For more, visit internetkilledthevideostore.com.